Hey guys, it's Lauren again. So today it's raining cats and dogs, and I just decided this was a sign that I need to get done with some of the squash because it's been piling up. So we spent a considerable amount of time last week working on freezing squash, but that poor old freezer just can't hold anymore, so it is filled to the brim. We are going to be working on canning for the rest of the time for the rest of this season, I should say. Now, I've been standing here for a while already cutting up some of this, and I wanted to show y'all how I do it. Some of the squash I cut up in rounds if it's not a very big piece of squash. If it's not thick in diameter, I should say. It goes in a round. And then the rest, if it's a bigger piece of squash, I'm cutting it long ways and getting sticks, I'll call them. I only do that as personal preference. You can do it however you want to. I feel like having the kids, and they love squash, but I feel like if it's presented in the same way every time, that they're gonna be like, squash again, mama. So we just cut them up in different ways so that I can grab a jar and say, hey, look at this kind of squash. It's different than this one. It's just, I know that kind of manipulation won't last long, so I'm using it while I can. So one thing I'll mention, in the beginning when I started when I started growing squash a couple of years ago, despite what the seed packet says, I was growing these whopper squash because I thought, I'm growing these big old squash. I must be doing something right. I was not right. And so I was so proud. I went to Mississippi and I took my husband's great-grandmother a big basket of these whopper squash, and I was just so proud. I was so proud. And I just wanted to impress her so badly. And she just, in her infinite Southern loveliness and wisdom, basically told me that, darling, these squash are just beautiful, but they are way too big. This is such a gut shot to my ego. I was just, oh man, I thought I had done such a good job. But it was okay. So she wanted to teach me how she fries her squash, and in that, she showed me how she sliced it and how the bigger ones just have too many seeds in the middle. So that is why now I am much more careful, and I pick my squash before it gets too big. Now, every now and then it will get too big, in which case either I'll cut around some of it and get the good part, and I give the innards to the chickens, which is what they love. That's why I have an extra bowl here, because all this yummy goodness is awesome for the chickens. So waste not, want not, here come the chicken scraps. Now, I am working on just cutting up the rest of this. It's gonna take about an hour and a half to 2 hours for that to sit in the brine once it's all done. And I'm gonna go have me a cup of coffee. I'm gonna watch the rain fall, and I am going to come back in a little bit and finish up. I'm gonna be doing all kind of stuff, but I am gonna have a cup of coffee first. So I'll see y'all shortly. Alrighty, y'all, so I have now got my squash ready to go. I have my juice ready. I'm gonna take my squash and pack it down in these jars, and then I'm gonna put an 1/8 teaspoon per pint of pickle crisp, because I don't wanna do all this and end up with soggy vegetables in 6 months. So we're gonna go with the little pickle crisp. Now, the usual suspects are in the juice. I have dry mustard, ground mustard, because we didn't have any of the mustard seed, turmeric, and celery seed. Now, I told y'all I found a bottle of this mixed pickle spice, and I was not sure if I was going to use it or not, but then I took a whiff of it and it smells so good. I just dumped in a bunch of it. We'll see. I hope it comes out good. If not, whatever, but I think it will. I mean, it's going to just add some to the spice factor, but it'll be really good. So then in some of these, I have thrown in some candied jalapeno. We're gonna do that too, because I just think that sounds really good. We're gonna see how it works out. So let's get pouring. bath, processing 5 at a time. That's all I can fit. And once that's done, we'll be ready to go. Stick them on the counter and let them cool for about 24 hours. Make sure that lid is nice and airtight, and then they'll be put away to enjoy later on when we have no fresh squash left. So here's hoping that recipe came out really good, and I'm definitely gonna take a taste test in a little while. We'll see how it came out. I've got to check it first before I give it to the real critics. So let's see how it comes out.